As you lay down to rest tonight, remember that sleep is not merely a cessation of activity, it is a gateway to the infinite. It is in this stillness, in the moments before you drift into unconsciousness, that you hold the key to creation. Your mind becomes a fertile ground, and what you plant here will bear fruit in your waking life. The question is not whether the universe will respond, but whether you are asking it clearly and with conviction. Close your eyes and feel the weight of your body against the bed. Allow the noise of the day to fade into silence. This is the sacred space where the veil between your inner world and the unseen power becomes thin. In this state, you are not separate from the universe, you are one with it. What you desire is already within you, waiting to be claimed. To ask the universe, you must first align yourself with the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Words alone carry no power, it is the emotion behind them that resonates with the creative force. Imagine what it would feel like if your deepest desire were already a reality. Do not think of your desire as something distant or elusive. Instead, step into it as if it were happening now. Feel the joy, the relief, the gratitude. These feelings are the language of the universe. Your mind will wander, that is its nature. But gently guide it back, again and again, to the feeling of your fulfilled desire. The more vivid and real you make it in your imagination, the more potent your request becomes. See yourself living in the experience you long for, and know that it is already yours. Release any doubt or worry. These are barriers that block the flow of creation. The universe does not respond to desperation or lack, it responds to belief and certainty. As you sink deeper into sleep, let your imagination paint a clear and vibrant picture. Trust that the seeds you sow in this state will take root and grow. Do not beg or plead. You are not a servant asking for a favor, you are a creator claiming what is rightfully yours. The power to manifest lies within you, not outside of you. Your desires are the universe's way of guiding you toward what is already prepared for you. As you drift into unconsciousness, allow yourself to rest in the feeling of completion. You do not need to figure out how or when your desires will come to pass. That is not your concern. Your only responsibility is to align yourself with the state of being that matches your desire. Remember, the universe operates on the principle of reflection. What you hold in your mind as real will be mirrored back to you. Your sleep is a sacred ritual, a time to impress upon your subconscious the reality you wish to create. Approach it with reverence and intention, for it is in these quiet moments that you shape your destiny. Tonight, as you prepare for sleep, know that the universe hears every feeling you offer, every image you create, and every belief you hold. Trust in this process. Trust in yourself. As you prepare to rest tonight, understand that sleep is not just a passive act or a time for your body to recharge. It is a profound doorway to creation, a sacred interval where the boundaries between your conscious and subconscious dissolve. In this state, you are closest to the infinite power within you, the same power that shapes the universe itself. Sleep is a bridge connecting the world of form with the unseen reality that exists within you. It is during this time, as you drift from wakefulness into the stillness of sleep, that your mind becomes malleable and receptive. The thoughts and feelings you hold before you sleep are not fleeting, they are seeds you plant in the soil of your subconscious. These seeds will grow into the reality you experience. Every image, every emotion, every belief you carry into this space has the power to shape the world around you. Recognize the opportunity that lies in these moments. Sleep is not an escape, it is a tool, a sacred practice. Your subconscious never rests, it is constantly at work, creating and recreating based on the impressions you give it. As you surrender to sleep, you are handing over the reins to this infinite force, trusting it to mold and reflect your inner state into your outer world. When you understand this, you approach sleep with a new sense of purpose and reverence. It is not a time to let your mind wander aimlessly or dwell on fears and frustrations. Instead, it is a time to intentionally shape the blueprint of your life. Sleep is the gateway to the infinite, the moment when your desires meet the creative force that brings them into existence. As you prepare for sleep, let the noise of the day dissolve into the quiet of the night. This is not a time to carry the burdens of the world into your sacred moments of rest. Instead, it is a time to release all tension, all worry, and all lingering thoughts that pull you away from the stillness within. Feel the weight of your body against the bed, the soft rhythm of your breath as it slows and deepens. In this relaxed state, you are no longer tethered to the distractions of the external world. Close your eyes and let the outer world fade. The events of the day no longer hold power over you unless you allow them to. The fears, the frustrations, the disappointments, let them drift away like leaves on a gentle stream. This moment is yours to create anew, to plant the seeds of your desires without interference from doubt or fear. You cannot sow these seeds in a restless or chaotic mind. The soil must be calm, receptive, and ready. When you enter this state of deep relaxation, you are stepping into the realm where all things are possible. You are shedding the limitations of the day, the stories of lack, and the narratives of struggle. This is your time to connect with the infinite power within you. Here in the quiet stillness, you become aware of your oneness with the unseen force that governs all creation. It is only in this state of inner peace that your desires can take root. A restless mind cannot create, it can only repeat what it already knows. But a mind at rest becomes a vessel for the new, a channel through which the unseen power flows effortlessly. Relaxation is not a passive act, it is an intentional preparation, a clearing of space for the divine to move within you. As the noise fades and your mind grows quiet, you are opening the door to infinite possibilities. To ask the universe, you must understand that words alone are not enough. The universe does not hear the sounds of your voice, it feels the vibrations of your emotions. It responds to the energy you emit. And this energy is shaped by the feelings you hold within. If you speak of your desires but feel doubt, fear, or lack, it is the feeling that takes precedence, not the words. Creation begins not in what you say, but in what you feel. In these quiet moments before sleep, move beyond mere thought and immerse yourself in the feeling of your wish already fulfilled. What would it feel like if your desire were no longer a dream but a reality? Let this feeling take hold of you. Let it saturate your being. Feel it in every part of you as though it were undeniable truth. There is no power in imagining your desire as something far away or unattainable. Instead, bring it close, make it real. If you desire abundance, do not think of money as something you lack. Instead, feel the ease and security of having more than enough. If you long for love, do not yearn for it as though it is missing. Feel the warmth, the joy, and the comfort of being deeply loved right now. These feelings are the bridge between your inner world and the unseen force that brings your desires to life. Your imagination is the workshop of creation, but it is the emotion you pour into it that gives it power. The universe responds to what you feel to be true, not what you hope might happen. Align yourself completely with the state of fulfillment. Live in that state in your mind until it feels as natural as breathing. This is not an act of pretending, it is an act of claiming what is already yours. As you hold this feeling, you are sending a signal to the universe, a declaration that your desire is already a reality. Let your feelings be unwavering, for they are the language the universe understands. Trust in the power of emotion. It is not the words you speak, but the feelings you hold that determine the life you create. In this state of feeling, you are no longer asking, you are receiving. As you lie quietly, ready to enter the stillness of sleep, allow your imagination to become the stage upon which your desires play out. See yourself already living the life you long for. Do not view it as if you were watching a distant scene, step into it fully. You will be the actor, not the observer. Feel the warmth of the sun on your face if your dream is to travel to distant lands. Hear the laughter of those around you if your desire is for joy-filled relationships. Touch, taste, and breathe in the reality of your wish fulfilled. Do not let your imagination be vague or fleeting. Make it vivid, alive, and real. Add detail to every corner of this scene as if you are painting with the finest brush. If you desire success, imagine the weight of accomplishment in your hands. See the faces of those congratulating you, feel the confidence that rises within you, and hear the sound of your name spoken with admiration. These sensations are not fantasies, they are the building blocks of creation. Let your senses guide you into this new reality. Your mind cannot tell the difference between what is real and what is imagined when you fully embrace the experience. When you live it internally, your subconscious accepts it as truth. And what the subconscious accepts as truth, the universe reflects as your reality. Even if your external circumstances tell a different story, do not allow them to pull you away from this inner vision. Your imagination is not bound by the limitations of the physical world. It is the tool that shapes your reality, the bridge between the seen and the unseen. The more vividly you create this world within, the faster it takes form without. Be persistent in this practice, for each moment you spend fully immersed in the experience of your fulfilled desire strengthens the signal you send to the universe. You are not merely dreaming, you are creating. As you weave the threads of your imagination into a complete and vivid picture, you are declaring to the universe, "This is mine, hold on to that truth, and know that what you vividly imagine and deeply feel is already on its way to you." As you craft this vivid scene within your imagination, remember the importance of detail, but also allow the story to flow naturally, as if it were unfolding before you without effort. Do not try to force it or control every aspect. Instead, feel yourself gently guided into the experience. The key is not to think of your desire as something to achieve, but to immerse yourself fully in the state of already having it. Allow yourself to be carried by the joy, the peace, and the fulfillment of living in this new reality. When you visualize, let it be a scene that implies your desire has already come to pass. For instance, if your wish is for health, do not picture yourself recovering or striving to heal. Instead, see yourself vibrant, strong, and full of life. Feel the energy coursing through your body, hear yourself laughing with ease, and experience the natural rhythm of health in every breath. If you long for abundance, do not imagine counting money or struggling to achieve wealth. Instead, feel the freedom and satisfaction of living a life of ease, where every need is met effortlessly. Let your scene be one of celebration, of gratitude, as though the fulfillment of your wish is as natural and real as the air you breathe. Let this scene play over and over in your mind, not as a mechanical repetition, but as a joyful reliving of the experience. Each time you revisit it, add more depth, more texture, and more life to it. Allow yourself to feel the emotions deeply: gratitude, joy, excitement, as though they are happening in this very moment. This is not about convincing yourself of something distant. It is about embodying the truth of what already exists within you. The universe does not respond to effort or struggle, it responds to ease and conviction. When you feel yourself living in this state of fulfillment, your vibration aligns with the reality you are imagining. The subconscious does not distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined. It accepts what you give it and begins to shape your external world to match the inner reality you have created. As you lie in this state, let go of all doubt and resistance. Trust that the scene you have created is now alive within you and that it will unfold perfectly in its own time. You need not concern yourself with the how or the when. The power that creates worlds is now working through you, and your only task is to remain faithful to the vision you have planted. In this moment, you are not just imagining, you are creating. You are stepping into the life that is already yours, claiming it with the authority of someone who knows that all things are possible. As you immerse yourself in the feeling of your wish fulfilled, allow your inner dialogue to align completely with this new reality. The words you speak to yourself in silence carry a profound creative power. Within this sacred moment, let there be no room for doubt, no inner debate, and no questioning of how your desire will come to pass. Instead, affirm with quiet confidence that it is already done. Speak inwardly as though the outcome you seek is now a living truth. Feel the ease of certainty as your inner voice reflects the life you are imagining. If you desire love, hear yourself saying inwardly, I am deeply loved. I am cherished beyond measure. If it is success you long for, affirm within, everything I touch prospers. Opportunities flow to me effortlessly. These inner words are not mere repetitions, they are declarations of a reality that already exists in the unseen. Let your inner dialogue be consistent with the scene you've created in your mind. There should be no contradictions, no moments where the old fears or doubts creep back in. In this sacred time before sleep, your mind is open, receptive, and ready to be impressed with the truth you hold within. Your inner speech becomes the blueprint, the instructions sent out into the infinite. What you say inwardly becomes the vibration you emit, and the universe cannot help but respond in kind. As you softly repeat these truths to yourself, let the words carry the same emotion you feel in your vision. Speak them inwardly with conviction, as though you are expressing gratitude for a gift already received. The feeling behind your words gives them life, shaping the unseen power into form. This is not a time to beg or plead, for that would imply lack. Instead, it is a time to claim and to know. Your inner speech should flow naturally, like a melody that soothes and strengthens your belief. Let it align with the joy, the peace, and the fulfillment you are cultivating within. The words you choose are not as important as the state of being they reflect. It is not the form of the words, but the feeling behind them that shapes your world. Speak to yourself as one who knows their desire is already theirs, and let that knowing guide you into the depths of sleep. As you drift into slumber, these words will sink deeply into your subconscious, where they will begin their creative work. Your inner dialogue is not confined to the moment, it continues to echo throughout the unseen, influencing and shaping the reality that will unfold before you. Trust in the power of what you speak within, for it holds the key to unlocking the life you desire. As you rest in this state of fulfillment, your journey into the unseen deepens with the act of surrender. It is not enough to imagine and feel your desire fulfilled, you must also release all effort and strain. The creative process is not one of force, but of trust. Surrender is the quiet confidence that what you have imagined is already accomplished, even if your senses tell you otherwise. It is the knowing that the unseen forces of creation are working perfectly, without your interference, to bring your desire into form. Surrender does not mean giving up or letting go of your desire, it means letting go of doubt, letting go of impatience, and releasing the need to control the outcome. It is the calm assurance that you have planted the seed and that nature will take care of its growth. When you surrender, you rest in the understanding that creation is not your burden to carry, it is your privilege to envision and trust. To feel the weight lift as you stop trying to figure out how or when your desire will manifest. The mind is quick to question, to analyze, to measure progress, but these are distractions that pull you away from the state of fulfillment. Surrender is the act of silencing that noise, of allowing the natural rhythm of life to unfold. It is the certainty that what you seek is seeking you, that the vision you hold within is already finding its way into your world. As you surrender, you enter into a deeper harmony with the flow of creation. There is no need to push or struggle. The power that shapes the stars is the same power that shapes your reality. Trust it completely. Rest in the feeling of completion and let it carry you into the quiet embrace of sleep. This is the state where miracles are born, where the line between what is imagined and what is real begins to blur. Let every breath you take in this moment affirm your trust. As you exhale, feel yourself releasing all tension, all resistance, and all need for control. With each passing moment, sink further into the peace of knowing that everything is unfolding perfectly. The universe knows no delays, no obstacles, no limitations. It only responds to the certainty you hold within. And as you surrender, the energy of your vision begins to move outward, setting into motion the events and circumstances that will bring it into form. You do not need to understand the mechanism by which this happens. Just as you trust that a planted seed will grow without your constant supervision, so too must you trust in the unseen forces at work. Surrender is the final act of faith, the quiet release that allows the infinite to take over and shape the life you have already claimed. As you drift closer to the quiet stillness of sleep, you must remain unwavering in your conviction, allowing no doubt to creep into the sanctuary of your imagination. This is the sacred moment where the boundary between the conscious and the subconscious begins to dissolve, and your inner world becomes the fertile ground for creation. It is in this delicate state that you must remain steadfast, refusing to entertain any thought or feeling that contradicts the reality you have so vividly constructed. Doubt is the subtle thief of creation, the silent whisper that questions the truth of your vision. It is the voice that seeks evidence from the senses, demanding proof where none is needed. But in this space of creation, doubt has no power unless you allow it. As you rest in the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you must treat doubt as a passing shadow, acknowledge its presence, but give it no weight, no energy. Instead, gently return your focus to the joy and certainty of your fulfilled desire. Feel the solidity of your imagined state. It is not a fleeting wish or a fragile hope, it is a living reality within you. Let your conviction be so strong that it becomes unshakable, a quiet yet immovable knowing that what you have imagined is already yours. When doubt arises, do not resist it forcefully, for resistance only strengthens it. Instead, redirect your attention to the vivid emotions of your fulfilled desire. Let the feeling of joy, gratitude, and peace drown out any trace of uncertainty. This is not about suppressing doubt, but about rising above it. You do not need to fight against disbelief, you need only to immerse yourself more deeply in the truth of your vision. Imagine the solidity of your desire as a fact so real that nothing external can challenge it. In this state, you are not waiting for something to happen, you are already living in the reality you have created. Your conviction becomes the foundation upon which your world is built. As you move deeper into sleep, carry this conviction with you as if it were the most natural thing in the world. Feel the assurance that the unseen forces are already at work, rearranging circumstances, people, and events to align with your inner reality. Trust that there is nothing more for you to do but rest in this knowing. The power that creates worlds does not falter, does not question, and does not doubt. It simply responds to the feeling you hold within. Let this conviction cradle you as you sink into the stillness of sleep. The subconscious mind is now fully open, fully receptive, and it will accept without question the reality you have impressed upon it. In this state of quiet certainty, the seeds of your imagination are planted deeply, and their growth is inevitable. There is no need to worry, no need to control, simply remain faithful to the truth you have claimed. Your unwavering conviction is the bridge between the unseen and the seen, and as you rest, it is already bringing your desire to life. As you gently drift into sleep, carry with you the sweet sense of gratitude, as though your desire has already been fulfilled. Gratitude is the sacred energy that opens the heart and aligns you with the creative force of the universe. It is the silent acknowledgement that what you have imagined is already yours, not as something distant, but as a present reality. This feeling is not just an expression of appreciation, it is the seal of faith, the declaration that you trust fully in the unseen power working on your behalf. Feel deeply grateful for the life you are creating within. Let the warmth of gratitude flood your being, washing away any lingering resistance or hesitation. When you give thanks, you shift into a state of receptivity, making way for the manifestation of your vision. Gratitude confirms that you believe, that you know that the fulfillment of your desire is not a question but a certainty. It is as though you are saying, "Thank you for this gift. I receive it with joy and humility." Do not simply go through the motions of gratitude, feel it with every fiber of your being. Imagine the joy of holding in your hands the thing you have longed for. Imagine the peace of already living the life you desire. As this feeling deepens, allow it to radiate outward, touching every aspect of your inner world. Let gratitude fill the room of your mind, illuminating every corner with its light. This is not a mere exercise, it is an act of communion with the infinite. Gratitude carries within it the vibration of completion. It does not question or seek evidence, for it operates on the knowing that all is already done. When you express gratitude, you are aligning with the highest truth that creation is finished, and what you desire is already a part of your reality. This energy acts as a magnet, drawing to you all that is required to make your vision visible. You do not need to understand how this happens, you need only to trust that it does. As you rest in this state of thankfulness, let go of all effort. There is nothing left to do, nothing more to add. The work is complete, and your gratitude becomes the final step in sealing your intention. Feel yourself drifting into sleep with a heart full of appreciation, as though you have already received the greatest gift imaginable. This feeling is the bridge between your inner world and the outer world, the silent force that transforms the unseen into the seen. And as sleep takes you, your subconscious mind absorbs this gratitude as a command, as an undeniable truth. It works tirelessly to reflect back into your waking life the reality you have affirmed. Gratitude is the language of the infinite, the quiet song that harmonizes your inner vision with the flow of creation. In this state, you are no longer asking, wishing, or hoping. You are simply giving thanks for what is already yours, and the universe responds accordingly. As you surrender to the peace of sleep, you must allow your subconscious mind to fully absorb the images, feelings, and emotions you have created. In this state of deep rest, your mind is open and fertile, ready to receive the seed of your desire. The key is to enter into sleep with a sense of complete relaxation, releasing any last remnants of doubt or tension. In this sacred moment, you no longer have to force or strive. You simply allow your vision to take root, knowing that it is being impressed upon the subconscious mind without effort. It is in the quiet of sleep that the mind begins to work in ways beyond your conscious awareness. You are not required to do anything. You are simply offering the image, the feeling, the knowing of your desire to the subconscious, trusting it to do the rest. You have done the work in your waking moments, by vividly imagining and feeling your wish fulfilled, and now the subconscious takes over. This process is natural, effortless, and perfect in its timing. As you drift into sleep, let go of any desire to control the outcome. You have already planted the seed, and the universe has heard your request. There is nothing more for you to do but rest and trust. This is where the magic happens, the moment when the conscious mind lets go, and the power of the subconscious mind steps in. Your desire has already been accepted as a fact, and now it begins its journey from the unseen to the seen. Feel the deep sense of peace that comes from knowing that all is well. There is no need to worry, no need to question, no need to ask again. Your desire is on its way to you, and the universe is already working behind the scenes to bring it into your physical reality. Trust that every detail is being arranged perfectly, even if you cannot see it yet. In this moment of surrender, you are aligning yourself with the flow of creation, allowing everything to unfold with ease and grace. The key is to enter sleep with the absolute certainty that your desire is already in motion. Let your sleep be filled with the knowing that your wish is already becoming reality. Your subconscious mind is now the fertile ground where all that you have imagined takes root. There is no room for doubt here, only trust in the process and in the power of your inner vision. As you sleep, you are being guided and supported in ways you may not consciously understand, but rest assured your desire is being made manifest in perfect timing. As you awaken each morning, carry with you the quiet strength of your conviction, knowing that what you have asked for, what you have imagined, is already on its way. You have planted the seed in the fertile soil of your subconscious, nurtured it with the unwavering belief that it is already yours, and surrendered it to the vast power that governs all creation. The universe responds to your inner world, and now as you rest in the knowing, you are simply allowing the unseen forces to bring your desires into form. Remember, the power to create is not external to you, it is within you, it always has been. By aligning your mind, your emotions, and your belief, you step into the flow of life's greatest gifts. Trust in the process, trust in the timing, and trust in the infinite intelligence that surrounds you. Your desires are not distant dreams, they are the natural expression of your inner vision. And as you continue to live in the feeling of their fulfillment, you will see them manifest in your reality. Every night as you fall into sleep, know that you are not just waiting for your dreams to come true, you are creating them. You are the creator of your reality, and every thought, every feeling, every belief you hold is a step closer to the life you have already imagined. So rest in this truth, for your desires are not far off, they are already becoming. The universe is always listening, always responding, and as you rest, you are aligning yourself with its infinite power. Imagine for a moment a vast, fertile garden. The earth is rich, the soil is receptive, and in it lies an infinite potential waiting to be unlocked. This garden is not distant, not somewhere out of reach, but within you. Your mind, yes, your very own mind, is the garden of God. It is the sacred space where every thought, every belief, and every desire takes root and begins to grow. But here's the question: what seeds are you planting today? Every thought you have is like a seed sown into the soil of your mind. And just as a gardener carefully selects the seeds to plant, you too must be conscious of the thoughts you choose to nurture. Are they seeds of success, of peace, of greatness? Or are they seeds of doubt, of fear, of limitation? The reality you experience is not simply a matter of circumstance or chance. It is the direct result of the thoughts you have allowed to take root in your mind. This is a law of nature. Your mind is the garden, and the harvest you reap is determined by what you plant in it. Every idea you entertain, every belief you hold is like a seed that will eventually bear fruit. So I ask you, what fruit are you cultivating in your life today? When you think of a garden, you think of growth. But growth isn't just about planting, it's about the care and attention you give to the process. It's about understanding the seasons of your life, knowing when to sow, when to water, when to prune, and when to harvest. Similarly, your mind requires that same care and attention. If you want success, you must plant seeds of success. If you desire peace, you must plant seeds of peace. If you want to live a life of purpose and fulfillment, you must begin by planting those seeds in your mind, nurturing them, and trusting the process. But too often we are unaware of the seeds we are planting. We let the weeds of negativity, doubt, and fear take root without even realizing it. We allow the storms of life's challenges to sweep through our minds, damaging the precious seeds we've already planted. And yet the law remains: the seeds you plant will inevitably grow into the life you live. This is not just some abstract idea. This is the fundamental law of creation. Your mind is the garden of God, and what you plant in it will determine the course of your life. The thoughts you think, the words you speak, and the beliefs you hold all serve as the seeds you sow into the fertile soil of your mind. But here's the key: you have control. You can choose what to plant. You have the power to decide what will grow in your life. Now let us delve deeper into this truth. Let us explore how to harness the power of your mind as the garden of God, how to plant seeds of success, and how to cultivate the life of abundance and fulfillment you were born to live. 1. Your mind is the fertile soil. Your mind, brothers and sisters, is the sacred ground where God's wisdom can take root. Just as He created the heavens and the earth, so too did He create the fertile soil of your mind, a place full of potential and possibility. In Genesis, God speaks life into existence by His word. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. Genesis 1:3. Similarly, your mind is the vessel through which God's word, His thoughts, and His ideas can be made manifest in your life. But just as the soil needs preparation to receive good seed, so does your mind. The mind is the fertile soil. But the question remains, what will you plant? Each thought you harbor is a seed. When you allow thoughts of fear, worry, and doubt to take root, you are planting weeds in your garden. These weeds choke the growth of your potential. When you think about negativity, failure, or limitation, you plant seeds that will surely bear fruit in your life. But this fruit will be bitterness, disappointment, and struggle. However, just as a skilled gardener knows that good soil is rich with potential, you too must tend to your mind with care. Philippians 4:8 instructs us, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. This is the guidance we have been given to plant seeds of success and prosperity in the soil of our minds. When you allow yourself to think on these things, thoughts of truth, nobility, and excellence, you are planting seeds that are aligned with the will of God. These seeds, when nourished by your faith and attention, will grow into a life filled with abundance, peace, and success. But it is not enough to simply allow these seeds to be planted. You must also protect the soil. In the parable of the sower, we learn that the seed can fall upon different types of soil, and the quality of the soil determines whether the seed will bear fruit. The rocky soil, the path, the thorny ground, all these represent different ways we allow our minds to be hardened, distracted, or filled with negativity. But the fertile soil, the soil that is prepared and ready for growth, will receive the seed of success and allow it to take root. It is critical, then, to prepare your mind. Just as a farmer prepares the soil by tilling and breaking up the hard ground, you must prepare your mind by removing the stones of unforgiveness, the weeds of doubt, and the thorns of fear. Through prayer, meditation, and positive affirmations, you are cultivating the garden of your mind, making it a place where God's seeds of abundance, success, and peace can grow. Remember, the soil of your mind is not static. It is ever-changing, receptive to what you plant, and fertile enough to grow anything you sow. But God, in His wisdom, has granted you the responsibility to care for it, to decide what will grow in your life. Each thought is an opportunity to plant a seed. What will you choose to plant today? 2. Your thoughts are the seeds you sow. In the divine order of creation, everything begins with a thought. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth by His word. His word was His thought spoken into existence. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. John 1:1. This profound truth reveals to us that thought precedes action. Your thoughts, brothers and sisters, are the seeds that you sow into the garden of your mind, and these seeds determine the fruits you will eventually harvest. The mind, as we have established, is the fertile soil, but the seeds are the thoughts that you plant in it. Consider the weight and the power that each thought holds. Just as a gardener selects the most potent seeds to yield a bountiful harvest, you too must be intentional with the thoughts you allow to take root in your mind. Are you planting seeds of faith, hope, and success, or are you planting seeds of fear, doubt, and defeat? The choice is yours, and it is a choice that you make moment by moment, thought by thought. The Bible speaks of the power of thought in Proverbs 4:23. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. This verse teaches us that the heart, the mind, is the wellspring of life, and everything that comes into our lives begins with a thought. Think of it: your circumstances, your relationships, your career, your dreams, everything that exists in your life today was first born as a thought in your mind. Whether positive or negative, that thought took root and began to grow. But what is the nature of these seeds? Just as different plants produce different fruits, so do your thoughts. Good thoughts produce good results, and negative thoughts yield undesirable outcomes. The Apostle Paul urges us in 2 Corinthians 10:5 to take captive every thought to make it obedient to Christ. This command is a powerful reminder that we are not helpless in the face of our thoughts. Rather, we have the authority to capture and control them. When we align our thoughts with the divine will of God, we plant seeds that will yield blessings, peace, and prosperity. But when we allow our thoughts to be consumed by fear, bitterness, or negativity, we are sowing seeds that will bear fruit of suffering, confusion, and despair. Let us examine the nature of these seeds more closely. When you think thoughts of fear, you are planting seeds of doubt and worry. What if I fail? What if things don't work out? These thoughts, left unchecked, take root and grow into feelings of anxiety and helplessness. As these seeds take root, they begin to control your actions, dictating your behavior and your decisions. Fear, when allowed to dominate, becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. You make choices based on fear, and those choices reinforce the very outcomes you feared. Fear leads to stagnation, missed opportunities, and ultimately failure. The same principle applies to every area of your life. If you want to achieve success in your career, you must first plant the seed of belief in your own ability. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Philippians 4:13. If you want peace in your relationships, you must sow the seed of love and understanding, thinking thoughts that align with God's command to love one another as He has loved us. If you want prosperity in your finances, you must plant seeds of abundance and trust in God's provision. It is not enough to simply have a desire for these things. You must plant the seeds of these desires in your mind. Your thoughts are the seed bed from which all of these things will grow. You cannot expect a harvest of success if you have not sown the seeds of success. And likewise, you cannot reap a harvest of peace if you have not sown seeds of peace. But let us not forget the power of the words that accompany these thoughts. Thoughts are powerful, but words spoken in agreement with those thoughts carry even more power. Jesus Himself said, "Truly I tell you, if anyone says to this mountain, 'Go throw yourself into the sea,' and does not therewith but believes that what they say will happen, it will be done for them." Mark 11:23. Words spoken in faith, aligned with God's will, cause the seeds of your thoughts to take root and produce fruit. The seeds you sow today, brothers and sisters, are shaping the life you will live tomorrow. They are forming your future, your destiny, and your legacy. If you want a life of peace, prosperity, and purpose, begin by planting the seeds of positive, godly thoughts. Water them with faith, nourish them with prayer, and trust that in time the harvest will come. Just as a gardener patiently waits for the fruits of their labor, so too must you wait with expectancy, knowing that your thoughts, as seeds sown into the fertile soil of your mind, will bring forth a bountiful harvest in due season. 3. Your words are the water that nourish your thoughts. In the divine garden of your mind, your thoughts are the seeds, but your words are the water that nourish them. Think of your mind as a fertile soil, and your thoughts as the seeds planted within it. Without the essential ingredient of water, these seeds cannot grow and bear fruit. Similarly, your words are the life-giving water that gives power and vitality to the seeds of your thoughts, helping them grow into reality. In the creation narrative, God spoke the world into existence. His word, filled with power and authority, was the force that brought forth the universe. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. Genesis 1:3. God did not simply think, He spoke. His word had the creative power to bring His thoughts into existence. This same divine principle applies to your life. Just as God's spoken word created the universe, your spoken words create the reality you live in. Proverbs 18:21 reminds us of the power of the tongue as the power of life and death. And those who love it will eat its fruit. Your words, like water, flow out of the wellspring of your heart and mind. They carry the energy of your thoughts and in turn influence the direction of your life. Words have the power to build up or tear down, to heal or to wound. They can speak life into your dreams, or they can curse them with negativity and doubt. When you speak words of faith, you are nurturing the seeds of success and abundance in your mind. When you speak words of love, kindness, and encouragement, you are watering the seeds of peace and goodwill. On the other hand, when you speak words of fear, anger, or negativity, you are drowning your thoughts in a flood of doubt and despair. Your words have the power to either water the seeds of life or to drown them in a flood of destruction. Your words are not just an expression of your thoughts, they are also an amplification of them. When you speak, you are declaring with authority the direction of your life. When you say, "I can't," you reinforce the belief that you are incapable. But when you say, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me," Philippians 4:13, you water the seeds of confidence and belief in your potential. Your words create a resonance in the universe, aligning you with the divine purpose for your life. Jesus in Mark 11:23 teaches us about the power of words. "Truly I tell you, if anyone says to this mountain, 'Go, throw yourself into the sea,' and does not doubt in their heart but believes that what they say will happen, it will be done for them." Jesus did not say, "Think it and it will happen." He said, "Say it and it will happen." This speaks to the creative power that words have in bringing about transformation. When you speak with faith, you set in motion the manifestation of your thoughts. You are watering the seeds of your mind with words that align with God's will, and in due time those seeds will grow and bear fruit. But it is important to recognize that just as water can nurture or drown a plant, words can either nurture or destroy the potential of your thoughts. When you speak words of doubt, you are allowing the weeds of negativity to choke the seeds of success and peace in your mind. Words like "I'm not good enough," "I'll never make it," or "it's too hard" serve as a flood of doubt that drowns your dreams and aspirations. These words prevent your thoughts from growing and limit the possibilities of your future. Consider this: every time you speak, you are releasing energy into the universe. Your words are not empty, they are full of power, and they carry the potential to shape your reality. Jesus told us in Matthew 12:37, "For by your words you will be acquitted, and by your words you will be condemned." In this sense, words are not just casual utterances, they are declarations that define the course of our lives. You may think, "I was just joking," or "it's just a passing thought," but your words are a reflection of what you truly believe in your heart. They give power to your thoughts, whether they are positive or negative. When you begin to understand this truth, you realize the importance of speaking life into your circumstances, your dreams, and your future. In the same way that a gardener waters the plants to ensure their growth, you must water the seeds of your thoughts with words of faith, encouragement, and gratitude. Speak words of abundance when your mind wants to dwell on lack. Speak words of healing when your body or emotions are suffering. Speak words of victory when you are faced with challenges, knowing that your words are the catalyst that activates your faith. Take a moment and reflect: what words are you speaking over your life today? Are they words that nurture your dreams or words that stifle them? Are they words that water the seeds of success and abundance, or words that drown them in a flood of doubt? The power is in your hands, for the water you use to nourish your thoughts can either bring forth a bountiful harvest or leave your garden barren. As you go forward, remember that your words are not merely expressions, they are declarations of your faith. They are the water that nurtures your mind's garden, giving life to the seeds of success, abundance, and fulfillment. Choose your words wisely, for in them lies the power to transform your world. Speak life, speak faith, speak truth, and watch as the seeds you plant in the fertile soil of your mind grow into the garden of your destiny. Oh, your beliefs are the roots that anchor your mind. In the divine garden of your mind, beliefs act as the roots that anchor and support your thoughts. Just as a tree cannot stand tall without deep roots in the ground, so too your thoughts cannot grow and bear fruit without the foundation of your beliefs. The strength and stability of your mind, your mental and spiritual well-being, are determined by the beliefs that lie at its core. The beliefs you hold are like the roots of a tree. They determine the quality, health, and direction of the thoughts you plant in your mind, and by extension, the fruits you will bear in your life. God, in His infinite wisdom, designed human beings to be creatures of belief. He created us to hold beliefs that shape our reality, for what we believe governs the way we perceive the world and the choices we make. The Apostle Paul reminds us of the importance of belief in Romans 10:9. If you declare with your mouth, "Jesus is Lord," and believe in your heart that God raised Him from the dead, you will be saved. Here, belief is the key to salvation, a belief rooted deeply in the heart that defines who we are and determines the course of our lives. But what is the nature of these roots, your beliefs? Are they firmly grounded in truth, or are they shallow, swaying with every wind of doubt and uncertainty? Are your beliefs rooted in faith, hope, and the promises of God, or are they rooted in fear, past pain, and self-doubt? Just as a tree with shallow roots is easily toppled by the storm, so too are you vulnerable when your beliefs are not grounded in divine truth. When your beliefs are not anchored in the firm foundation of God's word and His promises, your thoughts become easily swayed by circumstances, and your life becomes subject to instability and confusion. Consider the example of the Israelites in the wilderness. God had promised them a land flowing with milk and honey, a land of abundance and prosperity. Yet, despite His promises, many of the Israelites doubted God's ability to fulfill what He had said. Their beliefs were rooted in fear and insecurity, rather than in trust in God's faithfulness. As a result, they wandered in the wilderness, never experiencing the fullness of God's blessing. Their beliefs, or lack thereof, kept them from stepping into the destiny God had prepared for them. In the same way, if you do not believe in your potential and the goodness of God, your thoughts will be filled with doubts and insecurities. You will not take the steps necessary to fulfill your purpose. If your beliefs are rooted in failure, you will continue to live a life of limitation. But if your beliefs are rooted in God's truth, His promises for your life, His power within you, and His purpose for your existence, then your thoughts will be empowered to bear good fruit, and your life will reflect His glory. Jesus taught us about the importance of belief in Mark 11:23-24. Truly I tell you, if anyone says to this mountain, "Go, throw yourself into the sea," and does not doubt in their heart, but believes that what they say will happen, it will be done for them. Therefore I tell you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours. Here, Jesus shows us that belief is the key to receiving the promises of God. It is through unwavering belief that the power of God is released into our lives. When you believe, you create a strong foundation that supports your thoughts, words, and actions, and it is from that foundation that you begin to see the manifestation of your dreams. The depth of your beliefs will determine the strength and stability of the thoughts that grow in your mind. When your beliefs are deeply rooted in the truth of God's word, they will anchor you in times of difficulty and temptation. You will not be moved by external circumstances or internal doubts because your roots are deep, grounded in the love, power, and promises of God. You will stand firm, knowing that He who promised is faithful, and that His plans for you are good. Now, let us turn to the importance of nurturing these roots. Just as a gardener ensures that the roots of a plant are well cared for, you must tend to the beliefs in your heart. One way to nurture your beliefs is through constant exposure to God's word. Romans 10:17 tells us, faith comes from hearing the message, and the message is heard through the word about Christ. The more you immerse yourself in the truth of God's word, the stronger your beliefs will become. The Bible is the fertilizer that nourishes the roots of your beliefs, and it provides the foundation for your thoughts to grow into something beautiful and fruitful. Another way to nurture your beliefs is through prayer and meditation. Prayer connects you to the divine source of your strength, and it helps you align your beliefs with God's will. Meditation on His promises helps to solidify your faith and strengthens your trust in His ability to bring His word to pass. As you meditate on His goodness, His love, and His power, your beliefs become deeply rooted in His truth, and your thoughts begin to align with His vision for your life. It is important to surround yourself with people who support and strengthen your beliefs. The Apostle Paul tells us in Hebrews 10:24-25, "And let us consider how we may spur one another on toward love and good deeds, not giving up meeting together, as some are in the habit of doing, but encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day approaching." When you are surrounded by believers who share your faith, your roots are strengthened and your beliefs are reinforced. You begin to see the fruit of your faith in your life, and your thoughts are empowered to take action. Beliefs are the roots that anchor your thoughts, and these roots determine the life you will live. If your beliefs are deeply rooted in God's truth, your thoughts will be strong, your actions will be bold, and your life will bear fruit for His glory. But if your beliefs are rooted in doubt, fear, or insecurity, you will find yourself unstable and unfruitful. So take care to nourish the roots of your beliefs with God's Word, prayer, and fellowship, and watch as the seeds of your thoughts grow into a mighty harvest of success, peace, and fulfillment. 5. Your actions are the fruit of your thoughts and beliefs. In the divine garden of your mind, your actions are the fruit that emerges from the seeds of your thoughts and the roots of your beliefs. Just as a tree cannot bear fruit without the nourishment of healthy soil, sunlight, and water, so too can your actions not manifest unless they are nourished by the thoughts you entertain and the beliefs that anchor your heart. Actions are the physical manifestation of the inner workings of your mind. They are the harvest of the seeds you've planted in your garden, and they reveal the quality of your beliefs and the strength of your thoughts. Jesus in Matthew 7:16-20 teaches us about the relationship between our actions and our inner state. By their fruit you will recognize them. Do people pick grapes from thorn bushes or figs from thistles? Likewise, every good tree bears good fruit, but a bad tree bears bad fruit. In this passage, Jesus is emphasizing that the fruit we bear, the actions we take, are a direct reflection of the thoughts and beliefs that reside within us. A tree that is nourished with good soil, sun, and water will bear good fruit. Similarly, a mind that is nourished with positive, faith-filled thoughts and beliefs will bear actions that lead to fulfillment and fulfillment. If your thoughts and beliefs are rooted in positivity, faith, and truth, your actions will reflect that, and the results in your life will be abundant and fruitful. But let us ask ourselves a profound question. What fruit are we bearing? Are the actions we take in alignment with the thoughts we think and the beliefs we hold? If our actions do not reflect the goals and dreams we hold in our hearts, then it is time to examine the thoughts and beliefs that are shaping those actions. If we are planting seeds of success and prosperity in our minds, then our actions should be moving us toward those goals. If our actions are stagnant or negative, it may be that the seeds we are planting in our minds are not aligned with the divine purpose for our lives. The Apostle James tells us in James 2:17, "In the same way, faith by itself, if it is not accompanied by action, is dead." Your actions are the tangible evidence of your faith. Faith without works is like a tree without fruit. It has no visible manifestation of life. In the same way, when you think positively and believe in your potential, but fail to act, you are like a barren tree. Your mind is fertile soil, but without the nurturing action to cultivate your thoughts and bring them to fruition, you remain unfruitful. In order to bear good fruit, your actions must be intentional. When you cultivate a mindset of success, peace, and abundance, you must also align your actions with those beliefs. If you believe that success is your divine destiny, you must take consistent, intentional steps toward that success. Your actions should be purposeful and deliberate, moving you toward your goals. The seeds you plant in your mind will remain dormant if you do not nurture them through consistent, faith-filled action. Let us reflect on the story of the Apostle Peter walking on water in Matthew 14:28-29. When Jesus called Peter to come to him, Peter stepped out of the boat in faith. His action was the fruit of his belief that Jesus could empower him to walk on water. However, when he took his focus off Jesus and became distracted by the wind and waves, he began to sink. Peter's faith was strong as long as his focus was on Jesus, and his action walking on water was the manifestation of that faith. But when his faith wavered, his actions faltered. This story reminds us that in order to bear fruit in alignment with our beliefs, we must keep our focus on the source of our faith, God. When you take action, it is essential to do so with faith, knowing that your steps are guided by God. Proverbs 16:9 reminds us, "In their hearts humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps." Your actions must be rooted in God's will for your life. And as you step out in faith, You trust that He is directing your path. Just as a gardener carefully nurtures the soil, waters the plants, and prunes the branches, so too must you carefully tend to your actions. Your actions must align with your divine purpose, and they must be nurtured by the truth of God's Word and the guidance of the Holy Spirit. Consider the example of a farmer. A farmer does not plant seeds and then sit idly waiting for the harvest to come. The farmer waters the seeds, pulls out the weeds, and tends to the plants every day. The farmer's actions are in alignment with the belief that a harvest is coming. In the same way, when you plant the seeds of your thoughts and beliefs, you must take daily actions to bring those seeds to fruition. Your actions, though small or seemingly insignificant at times, are the steps that bring your dreams closer to reality. Do not underestimate the power of your actions, no matter how small they may seem. Every step taken in faith is a step closer to the fulfillment of your dreams. Jesus reminds us in Luke 17:6 that if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mulberry tree, "Be uprooted and planted in the sea," and it will obey you. Your actions, no matter how small, are powerful when they are backed by faith. Like the mustard seed, the smallest of actions can bear the largest of fruits when they are rooted in belief. The power of your actions is not in their size, but in their alignment with the divine purpose for your life. Your actions are the fruit of your thoughts and beliefs. If you want to change the fruit in your life, you must first examine the seeds of your thoughts and the strength of your beliefs. Your actions are a reflection of your inner state, and they will lead you toward the life you believe you can have. If you want to see change in your life, you must begin by aligning your thoughts, beliefs, and actions with the truth of God's Word. When you do, you will bear fruit that is abundant, lasting, and glorifying to God. 6. Your words are the seeds that shape your reality. In the divine garden of your mind, words are the seeds that determine the direction and nature of your life. The words you speak hold tremendous power. They have the ability to shape your inner world and influence the external circumstances around you. Just as a seed contains the potential for a tree or plant to grow, so too do your words carry the potential to create, transform, and build your reality. The spoken word is a powerful tool in your journey toward success, and it is through the words you speak that you plant the seeds for your future. God, in His infinite wisdom, has made it clear that the words we speak have the power to either build or destroy, to bless or curse. In the book of Proverbs 18:21, it is written, "The tongue has the power of life and death, and those who love it will eat its fruit." This passage underscores the importance of our words in shaping the outcomes of our lives. Our speech is not merely a reflection of our thoughts, but also a force that actively shapes our reality. Every word you utter carries a certain energy, a vibration that is either positive or negative. These vibrations go out into the world and return to you, shaping your circumstances and guiding the events of your life. When you speak words of faith, hope, and confidence, you are planting seeds of success, peace, and abundance in your mind and in the world around you. The words you speak become the framework upon which your reality is built. They align your mind with divine possibilities and open the doors to greater opportunities. On the other hand, when your words are filled with doubt, fear, and negativity, they create a reality that is aligned with those very limitations. Your words can either propel you forward on your journey to greatness or hold you back from fulfilling your potential. The power of words is deeply rooted in the belief that what we say has the capacity to change our inner world and external reality. Every word that comes out of your mouth is a seed planted in the fertile soil of your mind, and it will produce a harvest in due time. If your words are rooted in faith and aligned with your highest purpose, they will manifest as positive outcomes in your life. But if your words are rooted in fear, doubt, or negativity, they will manifest as obstacles, struggles, and limitations. When you speak words of affirmation and power, you are partnering with God's divine will for your life. In the Gospel of Matthew 21:21, Jesus says, "Truly I tell you, If you have faith and do not doubt, not only can you do what was done to the fig tree, but also you can say to this mountain, "Go, throw yourself into the sea," and it will be done. This passage illustrates the power of faith-filled words. When you speak with belief without doubt, your words take on a divine power that can move mountains and create the impossible. Your words, backed by faith, are seeds that transform the landscape of your life. In the garden of your mind, it is essential to be mindful of the words you speak, for they are the seeds that shape your destiny. Just as a gardener tends to the soil, ensuring that only healthy, life-giving seeds are planted, so too must you carefully choose the words that come out of your mouth. Words of gratitude, encouragement, and faith nurture your inner garden, allowing it to flourish and bear good fruit. On the other hand, words of bitterness, criticism, and negativity can spoil the soil and prevent your garden from reaching its full potential. Your words are also a reflection of your beliefs. What you speak consistently reveals what you believe in your heart. If you believe in your own success, in your God-given purpose, and in the goodness of God's plan for your life, your words will reflect that truth. You will speak with confidence, certainty, and conviction. However, if you doubt your abilities or question the promises of God, your words will reflect that uncertainty and you will unknowingly limit your potential. The Bible teaches us in Romans 10:10, "For it is with your heart that you believe and are justified, and it is with your mouth that you profess your faith and are saved." This passage highlights the powerful connection between our beliefs and the words we speak. The belief in your heart is manifested through the words that come out of your mouth. Your words are the outward expression of your inward state. If your heart is full of faith, your words will be full of life. If your heart is full of doubt, your words will be filled with limitations. Furthermore, your words have the power to influence others and shape their realities as well. When you speak words of encouragement, positivity, and support, you are planting seeds in the minds of those around you, fostering an environment of growth, healing, and possibility. Conversely, when you speak words of criticism, negativity, and judgment, you sow seeds of discouragement, fear, and defeat. In every conversation, you have the opportunity to either cultivate a garden of growth and success or a desert of negativity and despair. The act of speaking words of life is not only a reflection of your current mindset, but also a declaration of your future. Each word you speak is a prophetic statement about what you are expecting to see in your life. When you declare your goals, your dreams, and your faith through your words, you are setting the course for what is to come. Your words declare the blueprint for your future, and they direct your thoughts and actions accordingly. What you speak today is preparing the ground for the harvest of tomorrow. As you plant the seeds of your future with your words, it is important to remember that words of faith are never idle. They are alive, active, and powerful. When you speak words of faith over your life, they begin to take root in the soil of your mind, and they set in motion the forces that will bring those words to pass. Just as a seed grows slowly, but surely over time, so too will the words you speak begin to manifest their full potential as they take root and grow in the fertile soil of your thoughts and beliefs. Your words are the seeds that determine the future of your life. They are powerful, transformative, and deeply connected to the state of your heart and mind. As you speak words of faith, positivity, and hope, you are planting seeds that will bear good fruit. If you want to change your life, begin with your words. Speak life, speak purpose, and speak in alignment with the divine will of God. For your words are the very seeds that will shape your reality and lead you to the fulfillment of your divine destiny. 7. Cultivate patience and trust the process of growth. In the divine garden of your mind, patience is the soil in which the seeds of success grow. Every great accomplishment, every life transformation requires time, nurturing, and unwavering trust in the process. Just as a farmer waits for the harvest after planting the seed, so must you wait for the fruits of your labor to appear. The process of growth, both in the spiritual and physical realms, is not always immediate, and it is through patience and trust that you allow God's plan to unfold in its perfect timing. Scripture reminds us in James 5:7, Be patient, therefore, brothers, until the coming of the Lord. See how the farmer waits for the precious fruit of the earth, being patient about it until it receives the early and the late rains. This passage reveals the divine principle of patience in the process of growth. Just as a farmer knows that his harvest will not come overnight, but will require care and time, you must trust that the seeds you plant in your mind will take time to mature. The process of personal transformation is no different. It requires steadfast patience, belief in the unseen, and the confidence that what you are cultivating will eventually yield abundant fruit. Patience does not mean passivity. It means having the faith to allow the seeds you planted to grow at their own pace without forcing them or becoming frustrated when you don't see immediate results. You must trust that your hard work, your prayers, and your focus are all contributing to the divine plan that is unfolding in your life. Trusting the process means understanding that growth often happens in seasons. There will be times when the seeds seem dormant, when it appears that nothing is happening. But even in these seasons, unseen forces are at work preparing the ground for future growth. In Isaiah 40:31, we are told, "But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint." This verse emphasizes the importance of patience and trust in God's timing. When you remain hopeful, patient, and trusting in the Lord, your strength will be renewed, and you will continue to move forward despite any challenges or delays. It is through patience that you are able to endure the trials and tests of life, knowing that these are part of the process that will refine and shape you into the person you are destined to become. Cultivating patience also means learning to trust in God's timing. As you plant the seeds of your dreams and goals, there will be moments when you feel the temptation to rush or force results. However, it is essential to recognize that God's timing is perfect. What may seem like a delay or setback is often a necessary part of the preparation for the blessings that are coming your way. In Ecclesiastes 3:1, we are reminded, "There is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens." This passage teaches us that everything has its season. There is a time to plant, a time to grow, and a time to reap. You must trust that the season of growth is as important as the season of harvest. Each season is essential for your development, and it is through patience that you align with the divine timing that will bring your success to fruition. Trusting the process of growth also involves surrendering your own timeline to God's greater plan. While you may have goals and dreams that you wish to see materialize quickly, you must trust that the journey you are on is leading you exactly where you need to be. Just as a seed must go through a natural process of development before it can bear fruit, so too must your dreams and aspirations undergo a period of cultivation. You cannot rush this process, nor can you force outcomes that are not yet ready to manifest. Surrendering to God's perfect will and timing allows you to remain at peace, even in the waiting periods. Furthermore, patience in the process means trusting that every step you take, no matter how small, is a step closer to your destiny. Sometimes the progress may not be visible to the naked eye, but trust that every moment is contributing to your growth. The small, consistent actions you take every day, whether it's prayer, work, or focus on your goals, are like drops of water nourishing the soil, allowing the seeds to take root and grow. Though it may take time, you are gradually transforming from the inside out. And this transformation will manifest in your outer circumstances in due time. In Galatians 6:9 it is written, "Let us not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." This verse reinforces the idea that patience is not passive waiting, but a conscious, steadfast commitment to continuing the work you are called to do. The harvest will come, but it will come in its perfect season. In the meantime, you are called to stay faithful, stay diligent, and trust that every effort you make is laying the foundation for the success that is on the way. Patience also cultivates resilience, the ability to withstand the trials and challenges that come with pursuing your dreams. As you trust in the process, you develop a deep sense of inner strength and endurance. You learn to face setbacks with grace and to view obstacles as opportunities for growth. Patience teaches you that every challenge is part of the refining process, helping you become more resilient, more equipped, and more prepared for the blessings that are to come. Patience helps you to cultivate a spirit of gratitude. When you trust in the process, you learn to appreciate the journey rather than focusing solely on the destination. Gratitude allows you to remain focused on the blessings you have in the present moment, even while waiting for future ones. It reminds you that the process of growth itself is a gift. Each step, each day brings you closer to becoming the person you were created to be. Remember that your mind is the sacred garden where success is cultivated. Every thought, every belief, every seed you plant in this garden has the potential to grow into something magnificent. You are the gardener of your own life, and with careful attention, love, and devotion, you can shape your future according to the divine plan that is unfolding within you. By planting positive thoughts, nurturing them with patience, and trusting in God's process, you align yourself with the abundant blessings He has prepared for you. The power to transform your life rests in your hands, as you choose what to plant, how to nurture it, and when to harvest. Keep in mind that the garden of your mind, like any garden, requires constant care. Remove the weeds of doubt, negativity, and fear, and replace them with seeds of faith, hope, and perseverance. As you go forward, take a moment each day to reflect on the seeds you are planting. Are they seeds of fear or seeds of faith? Are they seeds of limitation or seeds of possibility? Trust in the divine process and have the patience to watch your garden grow into a reflection of your inner potential. Know that every step, every action, every thought is leading you toward the success and fulfillment you desire and deserve. So, let us walk in faith. Let us plant with intention. And let's trust our garden will flourish, bringing forth the fruits of God's blessings into our lives. May your mind be a garden of purpose, your heart a vessel of peace, and your life a testimony to the greatness that lies within you. Thank you, and may your journey of growth and transformation be filled with divine grace and endless success. The universe is alive, responding to your every thought, every feeling, and every assumption. Right now, it is aligning itself to reflect the reality you carry within. You are not separate from the divine flow of creation, you are an essential part of it. The miracle you seek is already taking shape, waiting for you to claim it through your belief. There is no delay, no resistance in the universe. Any obstacle exists only in your mind. What you assume to be true, what you feel to be real, must express itself in your world. This is the law, unchanging and unwavering. When you close your eyes and enter the silence of your imagination, you hold the key to creation. Imagine the life you desire, not as a distant dream, but as your present reality. Feel it deeply, as if it has already been accomplished. The universe responds not to your words, but to the feeling behind them. It moves according to the vibration of your being, the inner conviction that what you desire is already yours. You don't have to beg or plead. Creation is finished. All you need to do is align your awareness with the reality you wish to experience. Doubt is the only thing that keeps your miracle at bay. If you worry, if you question, you are telling the universe that you do not believe. And the universe, faithful to your inner state, will reflect that uncertainty. Instead, trust in the unseen. Trust that the forces of creation are working for you, even if you cannot yet see the results. Remember, what you see in the physical world is just a shadow of what you hold in your imagination. Right now, get ready. Prepare yourself mentally and emotionally for the miracle you desire. Feel gratitude as though it has already happened. Live with the awareness that you are the cause of your experience, and the universe is merely the effect. Let go of fear and replace it with the joyful expectation of your blessing. The universe cannot fail you. It is responding to you in this very moment, molding itself around the truth of your inner world. You are not waiting for a miracle, the miracle is waiting for you. The universe is alive and responsive, constantly moving and aligning itself to match the nature of your inner world. It is not indifferent, nor is it arbitrary, it is perfectly tuned to you. Every thought you hold, every feeling you allow to take root, every assumption you accept as true is a seed planted in the soil of creation. You are not simply a spectator in this grand unfolding of life, you are the cause. The universe is like a mirror, reflecting back to you the state of your consciousness. Whatever you believe about yourself, whatever you believe about life, it shows you without question or hesitation. Right now it is responding to you even as you sit here. Your thoughts, whether deliberate or habitual, are setting the tone for what will unfold in your experience. If you think of yourself as blessed, as abundant, as loved, the universe will respond by bringing those qualities into your life. If you allow doubt, fear, or lack to dominate your mind, it too will respond by showing you those very conditions. It is not judging you, nor does it play favorites. It is simply reflecting back the state of your inner being. You are the center of your reality, and the universe listens only to you. When you truly grasp this, you realize that you are never at the mercy of outside circumstances. The world outside of you is not the cause, it is the effect. It is a canvas upon which your inner world is painted. Whatever you think and feel deeply within yourself must externalize itself in time and space. There is no other way. It cannot operate independently of you. The power lies within you to change what the universe shows you by simply changing what you accept as true. The question is never whether the universe is responding, it always is. The question is, what are you telling it through your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs? Your imagination is not just a fleeting daydream or a tool for idle fantasies, it is the very gateway to creation. Everything you see in the world around you first began as an idea, a vision, or a feeling within someone's imagination. What you hold within your mind with clarity and conviction sets the blueprint for the life you will experience. The moment you close your eyes and picture the life you desire, you are stepping into the realm of true creation. But this is not just about visualizing, it is about embodying, about feeling the reality of your desire as though it is happening now. The secret lies in understanding that imagination is not separate from reality. It is the seed from which all reality grows. What you vividly imagine and accept as real will harden into fact. The world outside of you cannot resist the power of a mind that believes. Your imagination holds infinite possibilities. There are no limits to what you can create, except those you impose upon yourself. When you enter this inner world, you are stepping into a state where you are the creator, shaping your life through the pictures and emotions you entertain. Right now, if you imagine the life of your dreams, if you truly see it in detail and feel the joy of living it, you are giving it substance. This act is not wishful thinking, it is the foundation of reality. Do not concern yourself with how it will come to pass. The mechanism of creation is beyond your need to control. Your only task is to assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, to see it so clearly in your mind that it becomes more real to you than what you see with your physical eyes. Imagination is not confined by the limitations of the physical world. It operates on a higher level, where all things are possible. To understand that every time you imagine, you are planting a seed in the soil of creation. The universe responds faithfully to this inner activity, aligning itself to bring your imagined reality into physical expression. When you fully embrace this truth, you realize that the power is always within you. You do not have to look outward for change, you need only turn inward, to the vast, limitless power of your imagination. The key to manifesting the life you desire lies in assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled. This is not just a mental exercise, it is a state of being. To assume something is to accept it as true, to live in the conviction that what you desire is already yours. The moment you enter this state, you set the forces of creation into motion. The universe does not wait, nor does it hesitate. It aligns itself immediately with the vibration of your inner world, reflecting back to you the reality you claim within. This is why feelings are so crucial. It is not enough to simply think about what you want. Thinking without feeling is like planting a seed in barren soil, it cannot grow. The feeling is what gives life to your thought. when you feel as though your desire is already accomplished, when you experience the joy, the relief, the gratitude of its fulfillment in your imagination, you are bringing it into being. This is the law. The external world must conform to the inner reality you hold. It has no choice but to respond to your conviction. Do not let appearances deceive you. Even if nothing in the physical world suggests that your desire is possible, hold fast to the feeling of its fulfillment. Your senses may try to argue otherwise, but remember, your senses are only reporting the past. They reflect what you previously believed and felt. They are not predictors of what is to come unless you allow them to dictate your future. Instead, close your eyes to the world around you and turn inward. Feel the reality of your desire so vividly that it becomes more real to you than the physical world. As you practice this, you will begin to notice subtle shifts. Circumstances will rearrange themselves, opportunities will arise, and people will appear to assist you in ways you could not have planned. This is the natural outworking of assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled. You do not need to force or manipulate the world outside of you. It will take care of itself. Your job is to remain faithful to the inner reality, to persist in the feeling of your desire, no matter what appears before you. Creation is not about effort, it is about belief. What you feel is real in your imagination must manifest in your life. This is the great truth, and it works without fail. Creation is already finished. Everything you could ever desire, every experience you long for, already exists in the infinite possibilities of the universe. There is no need to create it, no need to strive or struggle to bring it into being. It is already done. The version of you who has what you seek is alive in this very moment, waiting for you to claim it. Time, as you understand it, is not linear, it is merely a construct of your senses. In truth, all that you desire exists now, and the only thing separating you from it is your state of consciousness. When you understand that creation is finished, you no longer approach life with desperation or lack. Instead, you move with the quiet confidence of someone who knows their desires are inevitable. You stop asking, "How will this happen?" or "When will it come?" and instead rest in the knowing that it already exists. You are not waiting for your desire to be created. You are aligning yourself with the version of you who already has it. It is not a matter of bringing something new into being, but of shifting your awareness to that which is already present within the infinite. This shift happens through your imagination. When you dwell in the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you are stepping into the reality where your desire already exists. It is like tuning a radio to the correct frequency. The music was always there, but you could not hear it until you aligned yourself with the right channel. Likewise, your desires are already a part of creation, and they become visible in your life when you tune your consciousness to them. You must believe in the unseen more than you believe in what your senses tell you. The physical world you see is not the source of reality, it is merely a shadow, a reflection of what you hold within. If you continue to look to the world of appearances to confirm your desires, you will remain bound to what already is. But if you turn inward and live as though your desire is already accomplished, the world will rearrange itself to reflect that state. Creation does not require time, it only requires alignment. The moment you accept that your desire is already fulfilled, it begins to materialize in ways that often seem miraculous. But the miracle is simply the natural outworking of this great truth: creation is finished, and you have only to claim what is already yours. Faith is the bridge between the invisible and the visible, the unseen and the seen. It is not mere hope or wishful thinking, it is the unwavering conviction that what you desire already exists. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. When you have faith, you are not looking to the external world for confirmation. Instead, you trust in the unseen reality that lives within you, knowing that it must unfold in your life. The power of faith lies in its ability to override appearances. The world around you might suggest lack, delay, or impossibility. But faith does not concern itself with such illusions. It knows that the outer world is but a shadow of your inner state. Faith anchors you in the truth that your imagination is the real source of all creation. It allows you to remain steadfast, even when your senses tell you otherwise. You must discipline yourself to live from the state of your wish fulfilled, no matter what appears before you. This is the essence of faith. To feel the reality of your desire so deeply that it becomes more real to you than the current conditions of your life. Faith is not passive, it is an active state of being. It requires you to turn away from doubt, fear, and worry, and to rest in the knowing that your inner world is the seed from which all things grow. The power of faith is not dependent on external evidence. In fact, it often requires you to believe in the face of contrary evidence. This is not delusion, it is mastery. When you hold unwavering faith, you are signaling to the universe that you are ready to receive. You are aligning yourself with the frequency of your desire, and in doing so, you make it inevitable. Faith does not question, it simply knows. It does not ask how or when, it trusts completely. As you cultivate this faith, you will notice a shift in your reality. What once seemed impossible will begin to unfold naturally. Doors will open, paths will clear, and circumstances will align in ways you could never have orchestrated on your own. This is the power of faith. It calls forth the unseen into the seen, the imagined into the physical. It is the force that makes all things possible, and it begins within you. All you need is the conviction to trust in the unseen reality, knowing that it must become visible in your life. Gratitude is the secret ingredient that amplifies creation. When you give thanks for something, you are affirming its reality. You are acknowledging that it already exists in your life, even if it has not yet become visible to your physical senses. Gratitude is not just a response to receiving, it is a state of being, a powerful expression of faith. It declares to the universe, I know this is already mine, and in that knowing, the unseen begins to take form. When you practice gratitude, you align yourself with the energy of fulfillment. You shift your focus from what is missing to what is present. Even if your desire has not yet materialized in the physical world, by being thankful for it as though it already has, you step into the state of having. This is the key to bringing your desires to life. Gratitude is a feeling of completion, of wholeness, and the universe always mirrors back what you feel. Imagine for a moment that you have already received the thing you desire. How would you feel? What would your thoughts be? How would your heart expand in joy and appreciation? Now hold on to that feeling and express it fully. Give thanks in your heart, not for what you hope to receive, but for what you know you already have in the unseen. This act of gratitude is not just a gesture, it is an act of creation. It solidifies the reality of your desire and accelerates its manifestation. Gratitude also dissolves resistance. Often when we desire something, we unintentionally create a sense of lack by focusing on its absence. But when you shift into gratitude, you bypass this resistance entirely. You no longer dwell in the state of wanting or needing. Instead, you step into the state of already having. This shift in perspective transforms your inner world, and the outer world must follow. The power of gratitude is limitless because it roots you in the present moment, where all creation takes place. When you give thanks for the unseen, you are telling the universe that you trust its processes. You are affirming that everything is unfolding perfectly, even if you cannot yet see the full picture. This trust, paired with the feeling of gratitude, creates a magnetic force that draws your desires into your life with ease and grace. The more deeply you live in this state of thankfulness, the more your life becomes a reflection of the abundance you feel within. Imagination is the foundation of all creation. Every single thing you see around you, every circumstance in your life began as a thought, an image held in someone's mind. The house you live in, the clothes you wear, even the relationships you experience, all originated in the invisible realm of imagination. This is the truth that governs your reality. What you imagine with feeling and conviction becomes the world you inhabit. Your imagination is the creative power that shapes your life. When you understand this, you realize that nothing is outside your reach. You no longer feel bound by circumstances, for you see that they are simply reflections of your past imaginal acts. The external world is not fixed, it is fluid, always responding to the images you hold within. When you close your eyes and envision your desires as if they are already real, you are planting the seeds of your future. And just as a seed knows how to grow into a tree, your imaginal acts know how to manifest into form. The secret is to use your imagination deliberately. Most people allow their minds to wander aimlessly, focusing on fears, doubts, and the evidence of the senses. But this is like a gardener planting weeds instead of flowers. Instead, you must take control of your inner world. Enter a quiet space within yourself where the noise of the external world fades away. In this stillness, create a vivid picture of your desire fulfilled. See it clearly in detail as though it is happening now. Feel the joy, the satisfaction, and the relief that comes with its fulfillment. Live in this state as though it were your reality. Do not treat imagination as mere fantasy or wishful thinking. It is far more powerful than that. It is the blueprint of your reality. What you hold consistently in your mind with feeling and belief must come to pass. This is not theory, it is law. Your imagination sets the universe in motion, rearranging people, circumstances, and events to align with the vision you hold. And you need not worry about how it will happen. That is not your concern. Your job is simply to persist in your imaginal act, to believe in its reality so completely that it becomes more real to you than what your senses report. The moment you assume this inner state, creation begins. You may not see immediate evidence, but trust that the process is underway. Everything you need is already within you, waiting to be called forth by the power of your imagination. The power of persistence lies in its ability to shape the unseen into reality. When you imagine the fulfillment of your desire, you plant a seed in the fertile soil of your consciousness. But just as a seed takes time to grow into a tree, so too does your imaginal act require nurturing through persistence. The moment you accept your desire as true within, creation begins. Yet this truth must be sustained by your unwavering focus. Persistence is not about effort or struggle, it is about holding to the feeling of your wish fulfilled, regardless of external appearances. The challenge lies in the distractions of the world. Your senses may show you a reality that contradicts your desire. Doubts may whisper that nothing is happening. But the creative power within you is not swayed by appearances. It responds only to the state you inhabit persistently. This is why you must discipline yourself to remain faithful to your vision, no matter how things may appear. The world outside is a mirror, reflecting your inner state. If you persist in dwelling in the feeling of your wish fulfilled, the mirror must eventually reflect it back to you. Persistence is the art of living in the end. You must see yourself as already being the person you wish to be. Do not waver or allow fleeting thoughts of fear or lack to take root. When doubts arise, gently bring your focus back to your desire. Revisit the scene you created in your imagination. Feel the reality of it again. Strengthen your conviction. With every act of persistence, you reinforce the new state within you, and it grows stronger, more dominant, until it becomes your reality. You may not see immediate results, but do not be deceived by time. Time is merely the unfolding of what you have already created within. Trust the process. The world will shift, events will align, and opportunities will arise to bring your desire into being. But all of this hinges on your ability to persist. Even when the outer world seems unchanged, know that the seed you planted is growing in the unseen. The secret is to persist without forcing. You do not push or struggle to make things happen. Instead, you rest in the confidence that your desire is already yours. You let the feeling of its fulfillment guide your actions and thoughts. In this state, persistence becomes effortless because it is rooted in faith. As you persist, you will find that your reality transforms in ways that seem miraculous. But the miracle is simply the result of your unwavering commitment to the truth of your inner vision. When you choose to live from the end, you step into a powerful position of creation. Living from the end means fully embodying the state of your desire, as if it has already come to pass. It is not a future promise or a distant hope, it is a present reality that you choose to live in now. You stop waiting for something to happen and instead live as though it has already happened. This is the secret to effortless manifestation. Embody the feeling of your wish fulfilled and allow the outer world to catch up with you. Most people live in a state of longing, always striving for the future. They see themselves as separate from their desires, as though the fulfillment of their dreams is something that will come someday, after much work or struggle. But this is a misconception. The truth is that all things already exist in the infinite mind of the universe, and the only thing separating you from them is your state of being. When you assume the state of the wish fulfilled, you close the gap between you and your desires. You no longer see them as something outside of you to be earned or worked for, but as an inherent part of who you are. And to live from the end is to stop focusing on the process or the how of your manifestation. The universe does not require you to understand how your desire will unfold. Your job is simply to feel it as though it has already come to pass. Imagine the joy, the peace, the relief, the satisfaction that would be yours if you already had what you want. Live in that feeling now. Walk, talk, think, and feel as though you have already achieved your desire. This is not about pretending, it is about embodying a truth that already exists in the unseen world. When you live from the end, you create an inner momentum that cannot be stopped. The power of your imagination, coupled with the feeling of the wish fulfilled, sends a signal to the universe that you are ready to receive. As you remain in that state, the world around you shifts. People, events, and circumstances begin to reflect the new reality you have created within yourself. You are not waiting for your desires to appear in the future. You are bringing them into your present reality by assuming the state of already having them. The moment you truly accept this inner state, the world will begin to rearrange itself to match your new way of being. The power lies in your ability to persist in this state, knowing that it is not a matter of if, but when your desires will manifest. By living from the end, you are no longer bound by time or circumstances. You are a creator, and your desires are already on their way to you. The moment you shift your focus to the understanding that the universe is always responding to you, everything changes. You begin to realize that the world around you is not random or chaotic, but a direct reflection of your inner state. Every thought, feeling, and belief you hold creates an impression in the universe, and that impression is reflected back to you. The universe does not question your desires, it simply responds to the state you embody. When you hold a mental image of your desired outcome with full conviction, the universe must respond in kind. This is the truth of creation. The universe is always listening, always aligning with the energy you emit. When you begin to truly understand this, you no longer see yourself as a passive observer in life. You recognize that you are a co-creator, an active participant in the unfolding of your reality. Every thought you think, every feeling you experience, sends out a signal to the universe. This is why it is so important to guard your thoughts and emotions, for they are the foundation of your reality. The universe responds to the energy behind your words, not just the words themselves. So if you are speaking of abundance, but internally feel lack, the universe will respond to that feeling of lack, not the words of abundance. To receive the miracle you seek, you must align every part of your being with the vision you hold. This alignment begins with the knowing that what you desire is already yours. The key is to live from that knowing, even when there is no external evidence of it. You must hold fast to the belief that the universe is already bringing your desires to you, even when the outer world seems unchanged. Trust that the seeds you have planted through your thoughts and feelings are growing in the unseen, and in time they will bloom into visible form. The more you affirm this truth, the more powerful your manifestation becomes. Your trust in the universe's response must be unwavering. The moment you doubt, you create resistance, and that resistance delays the flow of creation. Instead, stand firm in the knowledge that the universe is responding to you right now, and that it is only a matter of time before you see the physical manifestation of your desires. Be patient, but persistent. Know that the miracle is already on its way, and that the universe is aligning everything in perfect harmony to bring it to you. As you stand in the awareness that the universe is always responding to you, know that the power to create lies within you. Every thought, feeling, and belief you hold is shaping your reality, drawing to you the circumstances, people, and experiences that reflect your inner state. You are not a passive observer in this world, you are a powerful creator, and the universe responds to the energy you emit. By living from the end, assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled, and persisting in the conviction that your desires are already yours, you align yourself with the flow of creation. Trust that the miracles you seek are already in motion, working their way toward you. You are not waiting for the universe to deliver, the universe is waiting for you to fully recognize the power you have within. With unwavering faith and alignment, your desires will manifest effortlessly. You are the living proof that the universe is always responding to you right now, and the miracle you've been waiting for is already on its way.